You know, one of the things I find so interesting to me over the last year or so is just how many people have decided to come out and publicly speak out against Disney. And not only that, the amount of leaks that have been happening against Disney as well from the inside is astronomical. I mean, the amount of people that are talking about things happening within the company and hiring practices and leaking videos and movies and what. I mean, it's insane what's happening over there. And you can clearly see that there is a massive amount of turmoil that's happening over at Disney. But now today, we're going to be talking about a former Amazon and Disney executive that has affirmed that Hollywood indeed does have contempt for the audience and also an open hostility towards white people and especially, of course, white men.
Not the king of Star Wars. Not the.
It's pretty gay, let's be honest.
Now, I think the hilarious thing about all this is the fact that Disney having contempt and open hostility against white men is funny because they are mostly led by white men. It's not like the company is led by a round of black women. Let's be honest here. The majority of Disney executives are white people. The numbers are not even in the slightest. Most of the minority-led jobs in Disney are actually at the ground level, at the bottom level, which is not something they necessarily want you to know or think about when it comes to their demographics. But yeah, there's no equality really happening over at Disney. It's only all talk and all fluff. So let's get into this video, guys, from Phantom Pulse. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. Now, again, we're going to be talking about a former Amazon and Disney executive that has come out to openly speak out against Disney, which again is hilarious to me because this is not something that would have happened a few years ago. But suddenly, over the last couple of years, people have decided to become a little bit more comfortable talking out against this company. And we need this to happen more. We need people to realize that it's okay to talk out against this company, that it's okay to actually talk out to these, journalists like at Phantom Pulse and whatnot. It's okay. It's okay to have a difference of opinion, and you don't have to hold it all in and pretend like you're all alone because you're not, right? Everybody may feel like that, but that's not the case. Amazon Video and Amazon Studios founder and Disney executive Roy Price has lampooned Hollywood for having contempt for the audience and hostility towards white people and men. And again, I want to remind you, the people at the top of Disney are mostly white people and especially white men. In a recent article posted to his Substack titled Woke is a New Disco, Price blasted the current Hollywood elite for living within an America that exists mainly in Hollywood HR departments, Columbia's faculty lounge, and at CNN and MSNBC. He noted that the studios and the elites that run them have chosen to disdain and ignore many Americans, including half the country's votes, 40% of Americans who own guns, another 40% who attend church monthly, and the 74% who live outside the West Coast, New York, or New England. Add this to roughly 50% of Americans who are male. Next, Price declared there's a deeper problem within Hollywood is a contempt for the audience. Now, this is the worst part in my opinion, right? Because you could say, you could have certain hiring practices, whatever, hate people, whatever. I understand that, and you are a piece of crap for doing that, but at the end of the day, these companies are going to do what they want, and hopefully they get what's coming to them. But at the now, ultimately, the biggest issue is that you are an entertainment company. That's what you are, right? You're out there trying to entertain customers. You're trying to get customers to watch your movies. You're trying to get customers to go to your parks. You're trying to get customers to buy your products, right? You are a multinational company that sells products all over the world in different forms of media, entertainment, and physical products and everything. So then why are you attacking the fans? Why are you attacking the customers who are supposed to be buying your product? In what world do we think that attacking potential customers is going to be the way to grow your company, to grow your brand, to make you successful? In what world do we think that? Because surely it's not Walt Disney's world, right? It's surely Walt Disney did not think to himself, gee, yeah, the way that I'm going to build a legacy, the way that I'm going to build a company that's going to last the test of time is to attack everybody who's going to potentially buy my product. That is surely the way that's going to work, right? Nobody ever thought that. Nobody ever actually truly thinks that. So then why are you doing that? It makes you wonder why that may be. He explained that wokeness in both politics and entertainment carries within it a strong and explicit element of hostility, particularly towards white people and men. While this approach initially gained compliance through social pressure and corporate acquiescence a few years ago, such accommodations were, of course, temporary. Among the people and in courtrooms, by 2024, wokeness has become toxic. To a large part of the audience, it is an embarrassing, wildly resented relic of the past, and the people need to see that acknowledged by candidates. They, especially men, need to see wokeness disavowed, he declared. I agree. And I think that's what's happening now. I think that's why there's so many people out there actually speaking up finally. And it's not even just in movies anyway either. It's also in gaming too. We see it all the time. People are in there and they're speaking out, and it might be happening slowly in gaming because gaming obviously is a little bit behind everybody else due to development cycles, but still, it's going to happen. Just like it's happening in Hollywood right now, it's going to happen in gaming. It's only a matter of time. People are going to feel more and more comfortable. You have people leaking things left and right to smash JT and Demion and people like us all the time. People are leaking shit all the time. And of course, right now, they want to remain anonymous, but it's only a matter of time before they publicly come speaking out. You even have people like the CEO over at Saber coming out and speaking out. You got somebody like Thomas Mahler, a known developer, coming out and speaking out. Even Grumps, as much as people hate him, he still has a lot of experience in the gaming industry, and he speaks out. So these people are actively speaking out, and they're getting targeted for it right now. They're getting hated for it right now, but it's only going to be a matter of time before that becomes the norm, where they are able to speak out freely, and then we could go back to having actual real social discourse about all this stuff. He then later reiterated that Hollywood is having a difficult time partly because, like Kamala Harris, it has been denying the reality of the audience. It has not been meeting the customers' expectations, mostly because it disdains them. It is time to focus on doing well, making great shows, hiring the best people, and responding to customers, meeting customers where they are, giving the people what they want, because making customers the enemy of the industry is never viable, he wrote. He also shared why he believes Hollywood was so easily captured by the ideology. For most people, it is the conformity. Hiring decisions are subjective in Hollywood, so there is always pressure to conform. In addition, at this point, some people believe that if it is not for wokeness, they would not have their jobs. They're probably right about that. Now, conformity is a huge thing. We talk about this all the time when we like to make fun of shills and whatnot in the gaming industry, because it's true, right? Conformity is something that people are very comfortable with. I feel like it's very natural as a human to want to conform with other people, to be accepted by people around you. I totally get that. But at the end of the day, when it's coming at the detriment of actual real merit in an industry that's based and should be based in merit, where merit is what's going to give you the best product, merit is going to give you the best entertainment, when you are sacrificing the merit in order to push this nonsense like DEI hiring practices that are, in my opinion, inherently racist, which is the hilarious thing about all this, then you actively are going to ruin the product that you're doing it with. And then at this point, you get where we are now in the entertainment industry, where we're lucky if we get a couple of bangers a year, where we used to have so many good things to look forward to, where the year was filled with nonstop conversation about things. And sure, gamers have been fighting for ages, right? In terms of the gaming industry, we've been fighting for ages about things. Movies, same thing. People have been critical of movies for ages. It's not anything new, right? People out there try to pretend as if being angry at certain video games or movies is a new thing, and it's not. It's not a new thing at all. The only thing that's new is that people have a voice now. The average person has a voice. Before, it used to be only the mainstream media that had a voice. It used to be only the movie critics that had a voice. Now everybody has a voice, and you're able to tell people how you feel. And some people are able to do it on platforms that are pretty big. Lucky for them. Whereas other people, yeah, sure, they don't have a platform, but they can still be heard. So that is the big difference between now and back in the day. But it's the same notion. The same thing has existed since the dawn of time. When it comes to entertainment, obviously it's all depending on who's watching it and what they think about it. And that's why everybody having an opinion has made it seem like it's so toxic and volatile now. But the only people who view it as such are the ones who are used to having it their way whenever they wanted, which was the mainstream industry. So at the end of the day, man, he's right. These people only have their jobs because of shit like DEI and wokeness, and they know it. And they know if that goes away, they go away as well. And they're not going to want to lose the position that they had to shill for years in order to get. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.